Hello everyone, my name is Yuta Jazz, and today we are going to do another pick a pile, pick a card, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to do a reading about what are your talents? Because the last one didn't actually specify in some of the piles what the talents are, and others there was like still a vague, I guess, description that you could specify yourself, right? And I guess this reading is like a clarifying reading slash a reading that's slightly off of that one. Either way, it doesn't matter. You don't need to watch that reading, but that's how I'm kind of setting the readings up. So yeah, hopefully this is more specific about what your talents are. Maybe it's gonna talk about the hidden ones, maybe not. Maybe we'll see. I don't freaking know what's gonna happen. So let's just get into it. I also got guided to leave the cards open, as you can see, so that's kind of interesting as well. And I have had a reoccurring pattern of like three cards that are upside down and then one in either one of these like piles or is upright. So yeah, lots of reversal cards in the piles. But anyway, see you in pile number one. Pile number one, welcome. Let's get right into it. I'm gonna start shuffling cards and see what comes through because I am not getting too much off of that card specifically. It feels a bit undefined, I guess. So let's see what comes out. You might be working with your sacral quite a bit these days. That's just kind of jumping out a bit. Clearing, cleansing the sacral, solar plexus for some of you too. If you've had digestion things, that's kind of relating to that. That's enough cards, they say. Okay. Uh, I got told this is upright. It's a new deck of cards. They're not upside down or right side up yet. And in general, I guess I've been guided to read with my intuition more and where or how the cards sit. So that's kind of part of it too. But we have the star reversed and excellence with high standards. That looks like a throne and everything. Yeah, interesting card. Okay. Clunker, recess, harmony, and distance. Okay. So the message that's coming across is like, don't stew in it too much. Let yourself go down river, even though it's a bit uncomfortable or painful. Let yourself go through the process instead of holding back because you're not ready yet. Um, this is a perfect opportunity, and it's like the right time for you to go out and start doing whatever you can because it's perfection in its raw form of you not having uh, a grasp on it yet. Like everyone starts somewhere, and just because you are feeling like a little bit out of it with this new approach, or just even getting into maybe like being seen for your talents or abilities, it's really important for you to get out of your comfort zone and to just start trying. And all of it is going to feel awkward, but it's kind of necessary because you get into the groove of like, okay, what are the things I can and can't do to have this be a part of my life more than it is, because it looks like you're starting something new again. So, look at it how you want. But it's also a sign of like you don't need to go back and do shadow work. You don't need to do like all of that mad healing stuff. Some things are going to pop up, but let yourself go down the river of where you are headed more than, familiar ideas or loops or feelings because it's gonna be awkward until you get to your version of perfect or your version of like I got it, I made it here. And by that time, it's not gonna be what you thought it was gonna be. You're gonna be a different whole person by the time that you transform and get to that point, and you're gonna have new horizons because like this card really gives me vibes of being new to the scene and it kind of looks like that thing is just looking over its new office, wondering what it's going to start doing and where it's going to go from here. And you really don't even know the full extent of the job yet. Um, and this is in consideration to your talents. Don't get discouraged by numbers. Don't get discouraged by ideas of what is success and what isn't success. Just go for it. I I guess I'm getting like a bunch of different things. So marketing for some of you, music for others. Someone's into sculpting here. Um, some of you are into like clay modeling or something. And there's a decent amount of writers here and people who are into like storytelling of different versions and narratives. So, if you're like an artist of digital design or paintings or children's books, um, art and art galleries. Yeah, music like live music, like actual instrumentals are coming through. Some of you have something to do with presenting, and it's like I don't know if it's presenting, let's say, in a corporate setting, or if it's more presenting like in TEDx or something like that, but your own scope of it. It could be just community-based speaking and education, but it feels more like presenting. So maybe you're a spokesperson for like marketing ideas or certain chains or advertising, something to do with that aspect of things is kind of coming through a lot. Um, For those people, like your vibe is actually very good for the scene because a lot of people go by the logic and the brains of it, but there is like a huge need for wherever you're going or whoever you are to be that refresher that really shifts things around because you are giving your own flavor to the scene, and that's like the most important thing within it. Don't worry about success and monetary detail. Be more focused on what you're actually creating and embodying and your vibe about it and how it's like a joy to self, and maybe even seeing like where you've wanted to do this, or you have like a chance and opportunity of a lifetime just for the little moment that it is, right? Or the bit that it is. Like give yourself that moment and acceptance because it's a lot more special than you give it credit for. People like making things grandiose or into like stories that seem significant but aren't really. And it's not like I'm saying that you have that tendency here, but there is a case of like you're you're thinking that that feeling that you have is something you haven't discovered yet and isn't here already with you and how you are, but really it is already here all the time with how you are, and that's like the real magic or the thing that's actually the it factor, and you are already working on it to some degree, or you've clicked onto what to do with it, some of you. Not many. Most of you have no freaking idea on what I'm talking about, possibly even, but it is something that is like you're every day. You already dress like it. Like you already are doing it. You just probably haven't seen it done in your style already. So that's why you can't pinpoint it together. And because you're also not in an official setting, you don't have a job title with it. It doesn't mean that it's not already something that you can like go on, that it like it can develop. Sometimes discovering whatever it is half the journey, and then you, after like really reaching a decent pinnacle of like your life experience, understand that, oh, now the actual journey is like, for gamers it would be the end game, right? So you have the main story or whatever, but when the credits roll, there's also end game content that is more dragged out, that has more like potential and options within it. So this is kind of the same thing here, where it's like you thought that here is everything that you're figuring out and what is important with it, and you're like balancing some weird ass responsibilities and trying to train and like realize this ability more, but then you're getting lost in, you gotta do something where it's like you're already here. Like you're not as far away from it as you thought you were. It's just something that is elusive to you because, yeah, like you're missing the magic that's in front of you almost. And it's okay. Like sometimes it's hard to realize the point that like us being ourselves is really the greatness of it all. It does sometimes it's even mundane or so everyday and underappreciated but by us or other people or society, that like it takes time to get to this conscious awareness, maturity, and level of vision of like, oh wait, this is my full potential. This is where I've always had something within me. This is what actually makes stuff just happen for me in my life. This is the thing that somehow is a driving force, and I need to become more clear on it, more intentional, and just like go for it without thinking I need to learn more or expand more or do more. It's really just about like really being centered in how you look at things, what you do, what's your flavor, what's your style, what like, what is the flow for you in your life when it comes to this specific thing that you do. You don't have to have a qualification. You don't have to have all of that experience. If you're switching out your life completely from, let's say, corporate to artsy or artsy to corporate, right? Like in our day and age, you can climb any ladder whenever you want, really. If there are those opportunities, and sometimes they're hidden, but because there's actual stuff happening with that, and you are personally like seeking it out within your life, within yourself, as a feeling, as a confidence, as a knowing or belief, right? You start attracting it and really like manifesting it however you can and shifting your lifestyle all day by day, So you've already started this. Start taking note on what it is and how you've been doing it, because honestly, not a lot of people could like, not anyone can do that for you, Your relationship with your ability and talent is your own. And that's where, your talent hides for you. You have the keys to the kingdom. Very. Wait, do I have any more cards? Yeah, I can pull some like Oracle cards because I'm like, this is good vibes. This just instantly like flew out, so we're gonna read that. But this is good vibes. Honestly, the message felt longer than it was. Um, this is such a mixed bag of people that it's like I'm drawing out of a message that's a bit, that has so many like faces to it and so many sides. But anyway, the key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. I mean, yeah, we were talking about that. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. Yeah, so see a place for yourself in the world you're living in, even if it's a fantasy or a daydream, you know. Maybe you want to, I don't know, do something in a particular style, but the artists don't do it like that. The music scene currently is not popular for that. Like indie stuff is so underground. There's so much competition, right? Everyone in marketing has to be a cutthroat and, you know, like can't have values. Everyone in logistics is brain dead. I don't know, like you know what I mean? And I don't mean brain dead as an insult. I mean like in a way of where it's like very mechanical, robotic working of like late hours, heavy attention, you know, like overtime. And people being very hyper focused on that. Didn't mean offense by that. Sorry if it offended some, but I guess like in my office, there's some labels that you kind of just like remind to your colleagues, you know, balance with. That's kind of one of the more whatever ones. But anyway, joy is the ultimate creator. That was also coming through in a lot of the messages. Is like something you do in a unique way of yours, and it's a bit of a splash of color, you know. It's like, and root chakra is also coming through, right? Like it's unique to you. Maybe it's a part of your instincts or primal, like just like you know, spontaneity. Maybe it's part of like it's a part of your identity in a healthy sense and way where it's just natural to you, right? And maybe there is not a lot of that in whatever you are doing or wherever you're working or whoever you're wanting to switch to be, right? But that's okay. The world is all mixing up right now, especially at the current moment. I feel like there's a lot of breakthroughs in the detail of like there being unique personalities, characters, and talents in many different parts of organizations and the internet, you know, the world. So keep going for what you are going for and just keep believing that you're going to find your way for it. The presence of love will always cast out fear. Just keep the joy, keep running on the joy. It might feel fantastical, but that's the real gift of it, is like when you are giving into it in the present moment. That's where you can start seeing the possibilities. That's where you start understanding like, oh, if I really like lean into it, right, and start sitting with it, and then start like stuff starts changing around me because I start changing as well, right? Maybe your behavior shifts or whatever. Like you've done enough reflecting. Go at it. Go at it. Just start. Just start anywhere. Even if it's 10 mistakes in a row, the 11th one will be so worth it that you're gonna be like, I would have done 100, you know. And honestly, you're not gonna have that experience. I think you just really are hard on yourselves on how you need to be or appear. So, yeah. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Sending hearts, and yeah, you're in a good space. Um, Figuring out whatever it is and having the growth of it all. But if you want to share your story, feel free to do that in the comment section below. And if not, I appreciate all the other support you do by watching and liking and subbing and all the rest. And yeah, if you want to see more of my stuff, you can go to the link tree. I'm a little bit paused in a lot of things except for YouTube these days, but you can still, you know, follow or do whatever you want there. So I'll see you next time. Peace. Hello, everyone. Chose pile two. You got the judgment card, and I gotta say, I also felt like I had to like put it somewhere where it's colorful, because otherwise I would have just put it in more or less kind of the middle, but yeah, only right side up card. Let's see what's gonna happen with this one. Which cards are we shuffling first? So Oracle cards first and then another tarot deck. So this is gonna be interesting. Upright on that one, upright on this one. Balance between shadow and light is instantly popping off here. But there's something else, something more happening. This is reversed. Top and bottom for anyone interested. Um, for those that are coming from pile number one, hello. You know why hello, yellow? There's a lot of energy in my room. I'm sorry I got distracted. I felt like I heard just like a ring, just like a very odd ring. And I have my window and everything closed, so it wasn't. Let's put it here actually. Yeah, that was weird. Anyway, let's get the other deck ready. In any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. I choose love no matter what. And the third card is I am apologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. Uh, huh. I don't know. Well, let's keep going. I feel like I'm waiting for some piece of information that's gonna bring something home. I am staring at the judgment card at the moment, being like, what secrets do you hide? I don't freaking know. This might be the Mystics file, because y'all are a bit protected. You're all very ethereal-ish, esque, something like that. Okay, maybe that has some answers for me. Okay, Wheel of Fortune, Page of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. I feel like there is a stuckness. Like I'm not getting away from this feeling of like there's something stuck, and the whole entire other part of the reading is kind of towards like get out of it, heavy, be in high vibes or whatever. But I feel like there is discourse in between of the two sides that you have recently found harmony between or married together within yourself. There is something still that you are not accepting fully or living through because like of some fear that it comes with. Because if these two sides see like eye to eye, right? If they're on the same page, it's almost like you're like, oh my gosh, like unstoppable. Nothing is in my way. I won't have doubt. I won't have argument in my head. I'll just be doing whatever the damn like heck I want. And it's okay. Like you've healed both of these sides so well enough, but the relationship in between of all of the different aspects of you and all of the different important parts is really kind of important. Like it's the pinnacle that you're going for. It's not that all of these aspects are just healed. They are also united and whole. So yeah, let yourself like come out of your shell. Let yourself come out of your stagnation, like where you're holding yourself back because you have worked a lot on your mind, on your psyche, on your mental health, on your spirituality as well, enough for you to be daring and like childlike and going out in life and acting how you please, and then that being its own new experience where you actually learn and grow. Yes, of fighting yourself on what you want. Because like if you're if you're the one fighting what you want, are you actually going to get it? No, because you're not going to give it to yourself and you're not going to accept it. And you are holding truth here. It's just, I think you just need some honest conversations with yourself about like what this will impact and how this will transpire in your life and how you might change. And, people around you are going to have to shift and change. Because you're doing like a whole 180 and then 90 degrees to this sweet spot. Maybe then you're doing an extra like little turn of 45 or something. Like you have this particular road that you've created for yourself that's perfect for you, but I think in creating the perfect road for yourself, you've learned that there's not enough stuff for things happening that could cover your inner loss of like where you are still not okay with yourself, right? About anything in life. And that some things are always going to be a challenge, but that it's okay for you to accept what is good for you ultimately, even if it hurts right now. Yeah, for some of y'all, it has something to do with family and friends and stuff. Others of you, this is just a self-limiting ideology and belief that you are smaller than what you really want to see yourself grow into. And even then, maybe you don't actually have like a image or an idea where you want to grow into, right? It's just the wild, untamed freedom of letting yourself be there and figure it out, or something along those lines is the real stuff that's kind of gonna be like the answer, I guess, is how it's coming across. Like that's where you're gonna really find your peace with everything. Yeah, let yourself be fortunate and abundant. Like whoever's holding you back, they're holding themselves back first. And then, you're like almost an extension of that. Interesting. Three of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. I love tarot, man. Um, Yeah, let yourself go and create stability, connect with the people that are good for you, and let go of having to like look forward to things on your own, hold down shit, and then like keep thinking of possibilities for other people or situations, like forcing it. This feels like you're forcing something to fit that's not fitting you. And this is actually letting go and being like, I'm just gonna go wild and have fun and be with the people I like, say the things I really need to say and how I really need to be, and just like live it and just say fuck it and like stop being afraid of it because I can't deal with that no more. Um, just yeah, you're really trying hard to hold down, like hold yourself back from coming out, and being yourself. Like no one's gonna get harmed by it. These people, like this group of people in pile two, you have a really strong voice. You pierce people with your eyes. If you decide something, shit happens. I think you've noticed that, and that may be like all of those experiences might be the things that have scared you. Like you saying things as an opinion that's slight, but it changing everything, right? Maybe even you being honest and truthful, and yet again that changing like situations or people or everything, just moving along the freaking script and time of things. Um, you're the whistleblower at work, or you're the person that doesn't maybe even need to or likes gossip, but just the way you speak and the point that all information maybe goes to you, or like something of how when you react, things really blow up or occur or get shown, right? Like you have some type of power with your voice and you can use it to your benefit. Some of you have definitely found out that this is a not just a curse, this is a great thing for you because you can use it to your advantage. Um, some of you have thought that that's a bad idea. Don't worry about it. You have the voice for a reason. Some of you are motivational speakers, others of you are like therapists. So no social workers. I mean, maybe some of you are social workers, what do I know? But social activists? Oh, damn, okay. Social activists, radio hosts. You might have a podcast. You might have an online social media thing. You might have Instagram. You might be a huge TikToker. I don't freaking know. You might make stories on YouTube. Um, some of you create like platforms for people to express themselves on. Um, some of you give people the right in expressing themselves. Oh, why lawyer just flashed through my mind. I mean, who else? What else? Yeah, you guys are the teachers. There we go. Some teachers. I mean, all of y'all are some form of freaking teacher in a way, right? We all are students and teachers in life, but like this would be like for people, I guess, with that profession more or less, or somehow that have like a very heavy energy on being a teacher, a tutor in life. Yeah, you have like-minded souls. Some are looking for guidance and someone that could take the wheel, and you are really kind of that person. Um, take the wheel. I think you've learned when to cut people off and down and when to steer straight. And, people trust your decision making and right or wrong if you're a leader. And even if you're not, I feel like you're an influential voice that is trusted for a reason, right? If you're gonna like hate on yourself and hold it all against yourself, except instead of like just trusting it, you're going to ultimately accidentally either manifest the shit you don't want, or you're going to be stuck in where you are, or you're going to go through the stuff you've already experienced. That's another one. Like, just let it go. You don't need to fight yourself. You need to explore yourself. You need to get introduced to what are the limits of your voice and power. What are the capabilities and possibilities, right? Where can you really like punch where you shouldn't punch at all? Consider, the possibilities and options, and then like find a loving way you can go with yourself, and then also trust yourself in using your power with love instead of just being like strict and hating on yourself about it. It needs to be expressed and heard, and the character behind it, as you change, that's fine that your voice has changed. If you're very stubborn and set in your ways, but you've refined that as well, right? Like trust that even more. If you're learning along the way, lean into the point that you have this space of where you're learning, but you're also, in the forefront. It's okay wherever you are. Don't have the excuses you have because it's taking away not just precious time and experience of you learning, but precious practice, precious information people need to know right now, precious opportunities in social situations and gatherings, just precious like being together and then having someone like cut through the bullshit or actually speak in a way that people can start learning by just seeing you. Like so many little details, and for you as well, I think self-trust and courage that will bring more abundance. I feel like, yeah, money is a bit of a worry here. Don't worry about the money. My nose is going freaking whack. Don't worry about the money. It's okay. You are gonna stay afloat and you're not gonna lose your job over this. For whoever that applies for, like you're good. Um, I think that's everything. I don't want to have like more cards off here, right? Yeah. Okay. That's a lot of cards, guys. That's just four. Fine, fine. Reversed. I surrender to a power greater than me. True healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. When I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. And I am spirit having a human experience. I am here to get closer to love. So you've unlocked a few important details on how to work with this already, but you just personally haven't integrated it throughout all of your psyche, all of your thought process, maybe at your heart with your feelings, maybe just in your energy body for energy workers, right? Either way, like keep going towards the point of like you can't control everything all the time, not even yourself, right? You can though have a input and intent that is always like flowing with alignment. It doesn't have to be as restricted. You can just find peace within yourself in the way that you need to, in giving into whatever you think is wrong but is actually good for you, and then letting go of whatever is actually not good for you, but you think you should be doing it. Um, some of you are going to understand that once you talk it out with a friend. Others of you just need to be prepared to let yourself be vulnerable, honest, and real about your life and where you're at and why you are censoring yourself. Legitimately, this kind of feels like I'm going to censor myself so other people don't get hurt or my life doesn't go all wonky, hodonky. And it's like, but you're moving towards here. This is what you want. This is going to make you happy. What is it, right, that you're still ignoring about your life and who you are? Because it's like writing on the wall. It is gonna burst out at some point if you don't do anything, but the way it's gonna burst out is not gonna be fun because of this Five of Swords over here. Like choose the Wheel of Fortune. Just right. Just flow. It's okay to not know. And to be young, that had to come through too. Anyway, I think, yeah, we're good now. Thank you so much for getting a reading for me. I appreciate your presence and energy. If you want to share your story, you can go down into the comment section. If not, I appreciate you just viewing the video or pressing the special buttons of like and subscribe. And you can also check out my link tree for other places where I appear, do stuff, and talk. So, yeah. Have a good one. Bye. Hello, pile number three. So you got the Eight of Pentacles reversed, and I did get something with this card when I first put all of the cards out, and I'm trying to like energetically remember it by channeling the card again. Something about hard work not paying off, like and you dropping the effort of doing a lot of hard work, but then it's like you know that it's not for nothing. It's a good decision that will be helpful for you because you aren't actually at the Eight of Pentacles no more. You're at the Nine of Pentacles. And that's actually how your harvest is gonna grow, is if you stay in the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, interesting. No, we're gonna go with the Oracle deck. So yeah, you're working on something very unconventional, like working on something in an unconventional way, or the thing could be unconventional, I guess. Reversed. You're a bit stressed and a bit weary and tired, and you're kind of pushing the gas. Just let go on that. Don't hyperextend yourself or over focus or stuff like that. Like that's not gonna help you. Just let go. Just let go. Like it's better for things to not be working out as we keep going towards them or starting out, right? Or as we are like keep letting go of things as you're learning of what you want to like take on and be. in respect the point that there's shadow work that needs to be done with that. Like there's still behaviors that are unhealthy that you might be still working on. There might be responses that you're still keeping in check. There might be still sides to you that are a bit unconscious and wild and maybe a bit rough and tough that you are going to, keep like getting introduced to not let it override your life in the future. That it's not a punishment, like it's not stopping you, you're moving forward still, but it's like to really be, how do I want to say this? To be in a better standing once you receive what you really are working for and wanting to have in the luscious lifestyle that you want to experience, right? Like you need to have conscious awareness of where you can be um unapologetic, insensitive, inconsiderate, unconscious, unaware, ignorant, right? Like where and it's harmful, it's actually not good. Like and maybe it's because you've experienced a lot of this and there's a lot of stuff that might come out. Maybe there's other things that have happened in your psyche throughout time. Maybe there's some stuff hidden, like I don't know exactly the reason. I hope we'll see a little bit of answers. I think the top and bottom is kind of speaking to that. So some type of an like the thing that's coming through with the cards is like some type of unresolved feeling or emotion with how the higher realms work and you don't like it or don't understand it, how God isn't present in your life enough for some of you. Wow, okay. What else? It's just like big topics and feelings. I don't mean anything else by it. Um, how there's more pleasure and profit in cutting corners and being selfish than there is in working with higher or divine energies or concepts or compassion, love, care, right? Like the vulnerability of that. Um, how there's no real profit or security if you play the game by the book. And I don't mean following the rules, I mean actually choosing to be like a good person is how it's coming across. So, like, acts of survival or selfishness out of the need for survival, right? For like staying afloat and being okay, like something to do with that is but it relates to like fate as well. Like that's how this is coming across. Like there's some type of concept here of like either things don't happen. I do believe like it's not necessarily this, but this is kind of an example of how it's coming across of like either things um don't come across as they have to with spirit, or it's not as all divine, or it doesn't even happen because something looks messed up to you and how fate gets drawn out and how judgment gets passed on and what is justice and fairness and how things manifest and happen. Yeah, that's a biggie. That's a biggie. I just had to like sit with that for a bit. Um, yeah, things aren't as corruptive as you think they are, is what's coming across. Take a time to sit in it because like when you get to a better or higher standing, right? Are you gonna be this? Are you gonna be this belief that things don't work out? And you're gonna portray it of like almost like I had to fight and make my way into this and crawl and do and make and create. And, this is the truth of life. This is how it works. This is like, and you get stuck there then. This feels like people in higher places, I don't know to what extent, like everything in spirituality is symbology, but it's coming across as like almost politician level people in CEO and backgrounds like that. Mafia. for some reason came through. Okay. Um, Head honcho vibes. The one that calls the shots. Important figure of huge nobility and power and success. Yeah, but like yet again, it comes back to the same thing of when you get here, right? To some, it actually this perspective can then change the question of not when, but if you get here. And it's really interesting. I've never really noticed. I've always stared at this coyote's freaking forehead. I never noticed this third eye, man. Can you see the third eye? Yeah. Take the wisdom of this dog eat dog world and transform it into something better. That's the power in the unseen world. That's the key you're missing. It's not because it's not here, it's up here. These cards are almost like opposites to me, like right, lower world and upper world. And here they are oppositely, you know, facing each other in every way. For some of you, Ancestor is coming across of like I'm your guide, I'm helping you. You've not known me this lifetime, but I am here as a guide to help you purge our family's lineage of the mistakes we've made. You know which one you are, who you are. That's it. That's all that came through the phone. But yeah. For some of you that have this, yeah, for some of you that have this family lineage thing of where everyone kind of went along with this behavior, and you're the person that sees it, but you've also had to play by the game rules, right, to succeed or get to where you are. It's kind of coming across as like when you are giving orders, do you want to really keep it the same? Or aren't, then you always wish there could be something else and more done by or with this type of job, this type of position, this type of honor, this type of power, this type of freaking background, right? Like the world can change in so many different places. Why can't it change here too? You don't need to be a part of what you don't like. It can change with you. And I feel like I don't need to explain this group's talents. I feel like it's very obvious. It's just like you're very secretive about it almost. Not always. Maybe you're not secretive at all. Maybe it's like you're sly or clever or slow with it. You take your time with it and but you know what it is. Like it's like the back of your hand. You know what it is. You flex it all the time. You don't use it to its full capacity because you haven't seen a reason yet to. You think you will eventually, but really no, that figuring out starts right now because it's it's all at your choice and decision whether it's going to be for more good or for more not good. And the not good is going to be really the same old, which is, I guess, fine by whatever means or standards or definitions. But I think you are tired of it and you would like to see something new. It just, I'm gonna straight up say, like, it's not gonna be an easy journey, but it's definitely gonna be more interesting than what you could be choosing or what is out there as an option. Let's get some more tarot and close this out. I just looked at the clock and it was 48:48 on my reading clock. You're the number one. That could have been an answer to someone actually having an answer, question in their head or pondering something. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, so you're very focused on doing the right thing in the conscious mind, but when it comes to the subconscious mind, you don't accept or realize what your part in it is. So, like that, you need to be that staple, you need to embody it, you have to have it as a lifestyle, as a mantra, as a philosophy, as something you live by and breathe. You need to have that side of you that has this vision or perspective come out into the conscious and build alongside this because it's going to be a point of tribulation. You haven't thought about it too much, you've just decided, which isn't bad, but then like this is kind of your sign of like you need to take more time to consider things, to think them through, and accept that like you need to really take a pause and look to the deeper side of you that has created this conscious, I don't know, approach, manifestation, persona, belief, the way you're going to go around things. Because at the end of the day, you can say that you're going to go for what's bright and good and all of that, right? But then it's like every movie, every show, every example of people doing what they believe or think is right, or saying the ends justify the means, or being so caught up in them knowing what's right and they're missing the whole story of what is really happening and going on. And you've seen examples like this. Don't be the continuation. There's some inner reflecting that needs to happen before you can have the world in your hands. And then you can stretch around in the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like you're right on the idea of that, but there's still stuff happening that's important right now. And, you know, like if this is ha gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Really sit into the throne of whatever this is for you. I feel like I just need to like close out the freaking reading. Yeah, there's there's that. That's it. Thank you for having a reading from me. If you want to share your story, if not, that's fine too. Appreciate all of your support with the button clicking and the stuff. And if you want to see more of me, you can go down to my link tree and see the other sites I use for all the other cool things. So yeah, have a good one. Peace. Hello, pile number 4. Yet again, I'm not channeling cards before I actually start shuffling, interestingly enough. You've passed down judgment on someone and they're feeling it. You have called someone's ass out. Good on. No, I don't know if it is good or not. Definitely made some shit happen though, didn't it? Um, Top and bottom too. Oh wow. Wow. Um, that's cool. I'm gonna leave them up here, I guess. Yeah, leave them up there. I thought this, no, reversed. Okay, that was interesting. Upright, reversed. Uh-huh. 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 I knew there was gonna be a group that has 2 tarot decks. I mean, legitimately, I bought this extra tarot deck to have as an extra tarot deck for clarifying tarot with tarot. And yeah, this is the reading. This is interesting. I don't think I've done it yet. I think I haven't. So you've called someone out on their shit, on their ass. It's created a kerfuffle and a disturbance in the collective that you're a part of. Uh, might be work, might be social networking, a group of some sort, might be a group community or friends. Um, there was stuff that you planned to do together or that you were thinking of going forward with, and now like everyone can't do shit because they're now figuring out to what extent was all of this compromised, and that you weren't the problem, they were, and you were making it up for everyone now somehow. You're fixing the whole script. Like you're changing the scenario out. You're just being honest and like letting this white out. Interesting. Yeah, that person was good. It's almost like that person was really going to take advantage of the situation, try and benefit just for themselves without considering anyone else. Um, they were all out for themselves. They were gonna use this as like a way to celebrate for themselves, but also that celebration would have kind of like rocked the boat for everyone and just would have sucked. But like it wouldn't have been good at all for no one or anything. But instead, now you guys are gonna have a celebration of some sort once this awkward period of time is done. And yeah, it might add up with like the holidays starting because, or somehow like that's just gonna I don't know, steamroll the holidays in. Like it might be a month away from like actual holiday time, but so it's like it's gonna open up the light note. And it's like almost everyone's gonna just forget it happened. Yeah, it would have just put everyone out of whack. That's just confirming what I said. It would have unbalanced everything. It would have put everything out of whack. And it kind of currently right now it's like what the fuck, like that Pulp Fiction gif where it's just like what? Um, but you guys are fine. It's better this happened. Also, it's in a good time. Holidays as it popped up, my brain is instantly clicking into like the holiday time with this stuff would have been horrible. It would have not been nice. Now it got cut off. You aren't gonna have it seep over or stretch out. And I guess the only thing is like, yeah, you're getting elevated to a perspective or position of power where people respect you more, believe you more, trust you more. If you're in a certain place where like it's work real, I don't know, something with monetary stuff flowing around as well. Ask for a reward if they don't give it to you. I think they will, but if they don't, like, just ask for it. They'll be ha more than happy to reward you for with a salary raise or something. Um, yeah, you're good. You're good. It's gonna make you feel weird because it's like other people have had this. I haven't been here. Maybe I'm wrong to be here. Maybe I should just step down. Why, what if this happens in the future? What if that happens in the future? What if you have a good nature and will. Yes, you're gonna sometimes like we all occasionally say things we don't mean or other stuff, but you've had that experience before. Currently, right now, I think this was just evidence of you being a person that's a effective communicator and diplomat of clearing stuff out from connections, relationships, contracts, work environments, arrangements, just those spaces. Like there's something about you being a super good. The word that came through is conductor, almost like gold, like a good energy conductor, like a good frequency conductor. Like you don't really need to do as much next time when you're gonna just be like clearing someone out because you're gonna catch them before they have the opportunity to have an emotional attachment to the group or to the people or to the project or to the whatever. Besides that, you're going to be around more cutthroaty people where it's very essential that someone good-natured and so skilled as you is gonna be real in the room, and people are gonna respect that because it's not common, it's not normal, but it's like damn good. It's finally like, there's someone like this amidst us that says it how it is. Um, and like things play out fine. It's nice. It's okay. Stops happen, but a stop is nothing compared to what it could be, right? Like the tower crumbles on the person, not on you, not on the people that you've like protected. It crumbles on who deserves it and who was playing around, and then you can keep building like really important schedules together. You can keep building significant projects, investments, bank money, yo. I think there's a song, and I don't really listen to mainstream, non-main, I don't know, but something almost like rap like bank bank money, yo. I don't know. Um, anyway. Yeah, so these people, this group kind of sounds like more like, and you can attribute it in whatever metaphor that fits you if it's not this specific thing, but it's coming across as advocates, lawyers, people in management, high-ranking admins, but also just admins in general, because admins are like backbone of so much, right? So this would be an admin that also is part-time almost boss or something. Like I don't know, you're like an admin, super admin. I don't know, admin. Um, manager operations, consultant, overseer, work overseer. That friend that's kind of the leader but really isn't. That relationship advisor within the community. That community face that always calls out bad behavior or naughty arrangements. That mother that kind of always knows what's happening with the kids, but isn't like tampering with the kids. There's just something community based happening here, but you are becoming like a boss lady or a boss man because of it. Like you are becoming a respected elder type in the community. Don't overburden yourself with that position if it's something outside of work. Friendship groups, I feel like are kind of easier here. But when it comes to a vague position as like an elder in the town, in the suburbs, in the whatever, in the group, in the community, in the parents' pocket, of stuff, don't overburden yourself with that responsibility because it starts creating ideas of you have to be a certain way and you're not supposed to be anything. You're fine where you're at. Just let yourself like have the impact you do naturally without making a fuss out of it because it's just natural and normal for you. Like it can just be what it is and people are going to play it up anyway. Don't let them play it up. Don't let them take you out of your zone or get in your head because sometimes even the most stupidest ideas sound good where when you're in the wrong headspace. You don't need to be this just because you kind of sometimes create these situations doesn't mean you're this. You're way more than this. This is not you. This is a power of you or a part of you, but it's not you. You're meant for bigger, better things that make you happy, not put you at a chair that's kind of useless for everyone altogether. Like you're when you're honest and pure, you're actually seeing like the chair that you're getting given to that is given to you that's good for you. That's more of like the emotional caring sort that's seeing past the illusions or the Maya. Um, people's egos and ideas that just don't work or are not necessary. Like when you're more heart-centered and emotionally aware, right? That's when you actually make the difference when you're looking at what matters, not the superficial shit. Because that can get to anyone's head, honestly. Yeah, don't stress yourself over it. Keep yourself steady and confident and coming from a place that's actually like considerate, compassionate, non-judgmental, that is fair, and speaks truth. Like, put a motherfucker in their place if you gotta, but don't make your job about putting motherfuckers in their place, Um, it's because you don't actually ultimately want that, but sometimes when you have impact or um intensity or a draw or just like smarts or awareness, people start putting you in places of position or responsibility that have nothing to do with who you are and ultimately don't even need to be outlined, defined as positions or whatever. Like you can just freely be yourself, and that creates that environment, and your talent gets brought through, right? And you collaborate with the community instead of just being driven by it to drive it is how it's coming across. Like you can just be in a happy life and this is, a cool vibe of it. You have like a personality and a character that has this magic as it were or talent. But don't let it override you. And then also ask for freaking proper payment. Um, that might be also where this comes in handy is you asking for a position that is more tailored and suited for you and whatever you do instead of you holding yourself back and not ruffling feathers, not upsetting people, not saying how it is, right? Because of what, right? Like don't play the game, be who you are. It's really helped out with this person. It's going to help out with so many other people and so many other things. It's a great thing to have this ability to speak fairness, harshness, maybe judgment, right? But in a way that isn't actually judging per se, or it's more like saying the truth. Like maybe you do judge, but because you're so pure and honest and like, this is what's happening and this is how you are, what you're doing, there's no way around it. This is how we're going to go around this. This is who's going to hear about it. This is what we're going to say. This is where it's going to later go to. This is the paper trail. This is where we're not taking paper trails, right? Like you have judgment of your own and how to like do these things. A lot of shadiness kind of just disappears. That's good, connecting communities, people, relationships. Some of you are therapists. I just got that. Anyway, it's important to have the right heart, mind, and focus for it because you're already doing it. It doesn't have to be more or less than what it is. You can dive into it in a loving way where you're expanding um, your talent and ability, but it doesn't drive you to drive anything. Also, politicians are coming across again, so um, elders, leaders, managers, party leaders. Event organizers and um, music producers? Not no. That's not here. I don't know. Some like some type of energy like that. I hope it comes across right. Just yeah. If you're still confused on what your talent is, just attribute whatever this came across as to whatever aspect relates to it the most. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your energy, time, and goodness. You can leave your story down in the comment section below or just, do a like and subscribe to baby. I wanted to make up a word that didn't work. Subscribe, baby. No, no, it's not working. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm gonna go rest. If you want to see more of me, you can go to the link tree down below, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.